Well, hello everybody, it's Chris Johnstone here. Man, do I have a treat for you today. We just wrapped up last week an online session showing our community with Carl White how to get a local front page ranking on Google, and unfortunately the recording didn't take. So what I did was I went into the group and actually went in and asked for some people to put their businesses in here so that I could use them as an example. And what I'm going to do here live is go in and actually map out how to go into a local market, identify the competitors that you need to bump to be able to take their traffic, and reverse engineer the whole process. And you're going to be able to watch over my shoulder as I go through this process twice so that you can take the information, implement it on your own business, and map out your own digital marketing plan. I've got some phenomenal information for you. I think you're really going to love this. And, if you look at the positive comments here that we've got, the first time that we did the content live, it was very well received, and this one hopefully is going to be just as entertaining and valuable for you. Now, I did want to pull out something at the very beginning to show you the opportunity that we're tapping into here. So this is a study that was done by Accenture, and you can just type in Accenture online lending survey. And this was done, I think, a couple of years ago. It'll actually say, okay, so we're on page 6 of 8. So if we go up to the top, this was done in 2015, North America Consumer Digital Banking Survey for Lenders. Okay, so you can't get much more market specific than that. And if we go down and we look at the actual statistics, they went out and interviewed people after they processed their loan. And more than a fifth, 23% of U.S. consumers who purchased a mortgage over the past year did so through the internet or an online channel, which is an 8% increase over our 2012 findings, okay? Or their 2012 findings. So let's say since then till now, if that trend has stayed the same, that could potentially be another 8% increase, but let's just call it 25%. 25% of the loans that are being funded in your local marketplace right now are starting their buying process online. We know, well, let me ask you a question. When's the last time you used Bing or Yahoo to do a search? Probably not that often, right? Statistically speaking, anyway. When's the last time you did a Google search? Probably within the last couple of hours, right? If you're like me, basically any information that I need comes to me through my phone. Our consumers are the same. And what this ends up looking like is when somebody is in a marketplace, they're going to do a search for mortgage broker or mortgage lender. Google is going to see where they are identified as far as their location, and they are going to show them this map. And this map is very important because it showcases ratings and reviews. Now, this Loan Group Mortgages in Burlington, Ontario is one of our clients. James has done a tremendous job getting 346 ratings and reviews, 5 stars across the board. And this is what I want for you. I want when people in your local marketplace type in mortgage lender, who's the best mortgage lender near me, a search with purchase intent. I want that person to find you. I want you to be the best rated option on the front page. And of that 25% of the available business that's happening right now online, I want you to get the lion's share of that in your marketplace. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do here today. Now, one very clear delineation here. I want you to see what happens. Well, first, let me just do a search for mortgage broker so that you can see how localization works. And you can pull out your smartphone and just do a search for mortgage lender or mortgage broker. You'll see the page changes. I'm based in Guelph. I'm at the office right now. And you can see that it's pulled up mortgage brokers around my physical location and is showcasing the ratings and reviews. Now, here's the really cool thing about this. Watch what happens when I type in mortgage rates. Okay, so now what I've done is I've changed my purchase intent or my behavior through my search on Google. And Google now uses artificial intelligence to determine whether somebody searching is looking for information or statistics or a tool or a product, or they're looking to actually purchase something. So the term mortgage rates, they've watched whether or not people are actually filling out the forms or calling businesses when they do this search. and they have determined that they are not good leads. And we know that because the 3-pack isn't showing up. It's just showing a bunch of rate sites. And it'll be different in every marketplace where you do the search, but you won't see the 3-pack. So the reason why that's important for us to learn right up front is because purchase intent drives this whole thing. When somebody types in mortgage lender, they want to talk to a lender right now. It's not like interrupting somebody with a Facebook ad where you have to get them to think about you. They are the ones that are in pursuit of information and answers and a professional that can help them. They're chasing you instead of you chasing them. And that's why these leads are very high quality, because the likelihood of them being a good quality borrower is very high, and they want to close. They need to talk to you today. So you don't have to chase them. You don't have to wait for a web form to come in. These people call you right from the front page, or they'll check you out on Zillow and call you from your Zillow profile. They'll check you out on Yelp. And but the majority of these calls are going to come from this Google page. So let's get into the actual content and show you how to take advantage of this trend that's happening in the marketplace right now. So a big thank you right now to Shane Kidwell from the group who is letting us use his website as an example of reverse engineering the marketplace and really mapping this plan out. Now, Shane told me that through the group, he is in Seattle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a search for Seattle mortgage lender. And mortgage lender is the main category that Google puts all of us in as far as people that are in the mortgage business, right? So if you're under mortgage lender, that means you're going to rank for mortgage bank, mortgage broker, mortgage agent, any type of mentality or user mentality that a customer has that's going to do a search. Mortgage lender is going to put you across all of those key phrases. So that's the main keyword that you want to focus on. And what Google has done is pulled up a map of Seattle and is now showing us 3 businesses in this local marketplace. Now, here's the really interesting thing. If you scroll down, you can see that the number 1 organic result is Zillow. The second one is Yelp. The third one is Yelp. And then we've got Seattle Times, Mortgage Real, Mortgage Bank, Angie's List, and then Redfin. So if you look at the front page, 5 of those sites are what are called aggregators. So Google is pulling their information from these sites and using that to determine who the most reputable is in the local marketplace. So when you look at an all-encompassing digital marketing plan, and that's exactly what we're going through here with this training with Carl, we want you to dominate Google and Zillow and Yelp and Angie's List and any of those other ones that are showing up in your local marketplace. Because again, every single independent local marketplace is going to be different with the aggregators that they show. So you need to reverse engineer your marketplace by typing in mortgage lender and seeing what is showing up on the front page, because that's going to be your specific plan. Focus on Google first and then work your way down the line to all of the other sites that are going to drive that secondary traffic for you. But this right here is our main focus. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at these sites that are ranking the best and map out a plan to bump one of these 3 out and put Shane's business into the 3-pack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the website here for West Seattle Mortgage. And the first thing that I'm going to do, this is, nice and simple, but very well done. Phone number's right at the top, opt-in form, which I would shorten up and not ask so many questions. It's just about starting the conversation and having some type of, specific call to action at the top. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to view this page source. And the page source is the code that's on the website. Remember, Google's not looking at your graphics design. We as people see that graphics design, but Google is a computer and it's just reading code, right? So you got to make sure that your code tells Google that you are the authority in the local marketplace. And this website is actually missing out on some pretty key stuff. So when you look at the meta name equals description equals content equals. So this is the description of the website. So he's focused his optimization on West Seattle mortgage. Now, and then, mortgage services in Seattle, Washington. This should technically be the company name, the individual's name, and the phrase Seattle mortgage lender, right? So even though this is ranking in the 3-pack, when I do the search, there's a lot of traffic that this website is missing out on because it hasn't put itself in the right category. Think of this like an introduction between yourself and Google. So Google's got a customer and they're going to the marketplace saying, hey, which one of I have somebody searching for mortgage lender. Which website that I have in the mortgage lender category is the most reputable for me to refer this person to? The description is this website's introduction back to Google. So it says, are you a reputable mortgage lender? And this website says, please call West Seattle Mortgage now at phone number for quality mortgages services in Seattle, Washington. So obviously you wouldn't introduce yourself to Google at a party like that. You'd say, hey, I help people in the Seattle market because I'm a mortgage lender. And that allows Google to put you in the right category and show you to the right people, right? So when you're going in and you look at your website, make sure that your description and the main title tag for your website is the area name and mortgage lender. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this website and I'm going to look at why this website is ranking. So we're going to use a tool called ahrefs.com, and you can go use this tool. You can do up to, I believe it's 5 searches for free. And then you've got to pay for a subscription, but it's enough for you to do your research on your competitors in your local marketplace if you're just researching the top 3 and then doing a search on your own site just to see how you compare. And you can use this tool. So what this has done is gone out and essentially reverse engineered what's happened on this website in order to get it to rank. So you can see the URL rating is a 13, which is actually pretty low. So this basically shows you how strong the backlink profile is on a target URL overall. So this isn't looking at mortgageloanlendingseattle.com. It's looking at all the subdomains that happen, and it's rating the content and the quality of that profile. And again, 13 is low. Domain rating is, again, a little bit on the lower side, this 25. Right? Normally we see these in the 35 to 40 range. Now, the backlinks and referring domains are very important to us because Google uses 3 specific factors to determine who's going to show up in that local 3-pack. And the 3 factors are this: your location, so where the business is located. So you have to have a Google My Business page registered at your office, and your office has to be where you want to rank, right? As long as you've got an office, you've got a Google My Business page, your address is on there properly, all those check marks are done, right? The second is relevance. And relevance means that you are seen as networked well within the industry. So you are relevant to the mortgage lending space. And the way that Google determines that is by how many backlinks you have going to your website from other local websites and high quality or high authority sites in the marketplace. And the third thing, which we'll get into in just a minute here, is authority. And the way that you build authority with Google is through content and publishing good, high quality content on your website. And I'm going to map you out a plan to publish out some new content on your website so that you can build that authority in just a second. So the 3 things that we have to really show Google is your location, your relevance, and your authority. So right now we're going to focus on relevance through building these high quality backlinks. And it's very important for you to understand that the local SEO game has completely changed from where it was a year and a half or even 2 years ago. It used to be that the total number of referring domains that you could get and the number of backlinks that you could get, it was a race. And as soon as you outpaced your competitor with more links, that was enough to move you in the rankings and bump you into that 3-pack. We had a product that was called Local Google Traffic that was designed just to do that. We would reverse engineer the competitors, get more backlinks than the competitors, and the client would rank. It doesn't work like that anymore. Now Google is smart enough to say, hey, wait a minute. A link from some type of online directory isn't as relevant as a link from a local business partner or a local business or a local business association like a BNI group. So this artificial intelligence has been able to figure out, okay, these types of links are spam, and I'm not going to count them or potentially de-index this site because they have too many spammy links. And I'm only going to focus on local backlinks that actually mean that this site is relevant and is doing a good job in the local space. So even though this website is ranked in the A position, they only have 9 other websites that are linking to them with a grand total of 17 backlinks. So if you look at that, traditionally, that's a very, very low backlink, a low number of backlinks on the profile, but look at the quality. They're all from the United States, right? And they're all very high quality, and they've done a really good job on their website as far as making sure that they're producing content and telling Google that they're all about this West Seattle mortgage marketplace. So now what I'm going to do is actually hop in here and look at these domains. So I'm going to click on that number, and this tool will show you what these backlinks are. And this is your first step in going out and outranking this competitor. What you do is you go down this list and you look at the backlinks that they've generated, and then you visit each one of these websites and you look for a section on that website where you can list your business as well. Now, if it's a local realtor that's linked to their website, that's going to be very difficult for you to duplicate. But if you can check off 50% of these and put your website in the same directory or in the same resource that they have, you're essentially crossing those off the list with Google to make yourself as close to as relevant as this website, and then you start building your own local links on top of that. So brainstorming out your realtors, your potentially the title companies that you work with, home contractors, the plumbers, all of the people that you have in your circle, the lawyers, all of those people, you reach out to them and say, hey, I'm working on my digital marketing strategy. I'm moving my way up the search engines to get more of this traffic. And if you link to my site, it's going to help your site out. And I'll link to your website, which is going to give you another boost. Would you put a link to my website? And a backlink is very simply somebody putting a little bit of text on their website that says, if you're interested in what rates are doing, I highly recommend my mortgage professional, Bob, or let's say Chris. And then there's a link to your website, and when people click on that link, it redirects them from that person's website to your website. That's all a backlink is. It's not complicated, and they're real easy to set up. And we actually internally have a document that we send out because on our clients' behalves, we're constantly calling out into the local marketplace and emailing out into the local marketplace to build these link profiles. So just to show you, and full disclaimer, I have no idea what's on this hopeseattle.org website. So if it's a little bit unprofessional, I'm going to apologize straight up front. It looks like a church. Okay. So this church looks like they have a vision, our story, leadership, beliefs, kids, youth, adults, give, featured events, calendar. So if we look at give, I'm assuming they've made some form of donation, which has gotten this church to I was looking for a local business directory or business directory of the members. But that's not in there. So that one would be probably not that great. Now, birdeye.com, let's take a look at this. And again, no idea what's going on here. So if you go to birdeye.com, this is their rating and review platform. Okay, this is how they're working to get ratings and reviews from their past customers. So birdeye.com, because they're a customer, has linked to their website. So again, we recommend a service called Social Survey, and a link from them would be just as good as potentially this Birdeye company. Now let's look for, so Yellow Pages, very easy to duplicate. Loans.org, I'm assuming very easy to duplicate. in Seattle.us. Take a look here. Probably not a link that you would want to duplicate. That's probably not helping this profile, right? So that's essentially how you go down that list and just brainstorm out how you can reverse engineer or duplicate those links by going through that list and then building your own. And that's how you essentially build out more backlinks and more relevance than your competitors in your local marketplace. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this search. Hold on here. And we're going to take a look at the number 2 website, the Mortgage Reel, with 65 ratings and reviews. So I'm going to click on there because it looks like they're a little bit more aggressive with their online marketing. And we're going to reverse engineer this competitor as well. Because, I mean, for that number 1 spot, to be able to go out and generate, 15 or 20 backlinks, I mean, that's completely doable in this local marketing world. So we're going to head on back to ahrefs.com. We're going to punch in that second competitor, the mortgagereel.com, and see what they come back with. So again, a poor URL rating, a good domain rating. They've got a domain rating of 40, which means they've got reasonably high quality links that are going to their website. They've got 8,880 some odd backlinks from 56 different sources. Now, this is, again, good, useful information. How do you get over 8,000 backlinks or over 5,000 active backlinks from just 51 websites? What they've done, probably, and we'll get into the research, is linked to a realtor that has placed their mortgage link on the bottom of every listing that's posted on their website. So every time there's a new listing that's listed, it's published on that website. They're probably pulling a board feed, so they're getting every single listing that's going up on that board. And this mortgage website is getting a backlink every time a new listing hits that website, because in the template that they're using on that real estate website, they're associating a backlink with every single one of those listings. And using this tool, you can find out which website is making that linking profile, and then you can go out and find a competing agency or somebody in your local marketplace that you're friendly with as a realtor and set the same thing up and use it as an example with your real estate partner, right? So if we look, they only had 32 link sources as of January. They've been actively building their profile. So there's active engagement. They're probably paying a company to go out and help them structure these link deals. They went from 32 all the way up to 51 from January from this year. And again, that's not tremendous growth, but that's nice and steady. You can see they're actively working on building up this profile and keeping that ranking. And they're obviously doing good business from it, because they wouldn't be putting this much effort into it if they weren't seeing the results. So it looks like some of the links that they've gotten are from kind of around the world, but the majority of their links are coming from .coms. So it's a reasonably healthy linking profile. But look at this. They've anchored or started focusing on things, their brand, basically. The Mortgage Reel, the Mortgage Reel, the Mortgage Reel. They're missing so this is a title tag that's being pulled in by the tool, which isn't optimized. So their on-site optimization, poor, and could definitely be more focused. But that's a great thing for us and for Shane, because we don't want them to know that. We want to optimize our site, fix all of the things in the code that are going to give the right signals to Google so that we can get more traffic and more rankings than this competitor. So now let's take a look at these 56 domains and identify where all these backlinks are coming from. So you can see they've got 8,488 backlinks from this website, albert-clark.com. So this is going to be a local realtor, and those listings are listed on that site. So technically speaking, even though it looks like a ton of backlinks, that's really only getting them 1 point, as far as, if you look at ranking on Google as a point system and we're checking off all these boxes. This is technically just one checkmark box from one high authority local website. And you can duplicate that with a local, another local realtor. And then if we look down here, we've got, I should explain this column here as well. This is your domain rating. So DR stands for domain rating, and that's the average score it's from 1 to 100, and the higher the domain rating, the more oomph you're going to get from a link from that site. So obviously they've got a link from Google, feedburner.com. They've got links from Zillow, Yellow Pages, Yahoo Local, geekwire.com. It looks like they've got set up with their appraiser, Active Rain. There's that Bird Eye company again, which is really interesting. They're both using the same review service. easylocal.com, which is a business directory. So again, you can just go down and literally visit each of these websites, make sure that your profile is set up. And in the eyes of Google, you're just stroking off these very authoritative sources and leveling yourself with the competition so that every new link that you build in your local marketplace is going to give you that extra emphasis on your profile. It's going to make you catch this competitor faster and put you in front of that traffic. So that's essentially us looking at the code of the website to make sure that that's structured properly. And then the backlinks. Now let's get into content. And before we get into that, I apologize. I jumped ahead a little bit. Let's map out this plan for Shane before we go to the content plan. It'll make more sense that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Shane's website and compare it here to this one here, because 56 active links is very competitive. They're ranking on roughly 162 key phrases, which should be much more. If their site was properly structured, they'd be getting a lot more traffic. But what we want to do is we want to map out where we are and where we want to go. So right here on our list, we've got 56 as a goal. We need 56 link sources in order to local high quality link sources to put ourselves into this 3-pack, because it's definitely going to pass our number 1 ranked person, and it's definitely going to put us past the number 2, so we don't really need to worry about the third one. So we've got our eyes on the prize, and now we're going to see where we're at. So we've got a grand total of 7 total linking sources. 5 of them are live. And that has generated a grand total of 249 backlinks. So if we're going to go out and catch that competitor that has 56, we got to get to work and build out 51 local high quality link sources. And it looks like potentially in March, there was a relationship set up on this website with a realtor, because with that number of backlinks coming from just 5 sources, we've got a realtor who's posting us on those listings. So great job with that, Shane. That's awesome. And again, the longer that this goes, the more relevancy and the more authority that you're going to build with Google. But we've really got to get going on that plan. So if we take 51 total links that we need to build and we say, okay, we're going to sit down and we're going to set aside 15 minutes a day, and we're going to try and build 1 link source a day. We're going to target 1 person per day to put a link on our website. If we take that, that's 30 per month. Let's say we've got a 50% success rate. That's going to give us 15. So that's 15 links a month. So we go 15, 30, 45, and then 60. So it's going to take us roughly 4 months at a 50% success rate to beat our competitor with the number of localized backlinks. And that's if that competitor isn't also going out and doing the same thing. So if they're working with an agency or they've got some type of process in place in the business, you're going to have to run even a little bit faster, or it's going to take a little bit longer to go get those ratings and reviews. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the return on investment in getting in front of this Google traffic is so tremendous. It's worth the time and the effort and the discipline that is required in order to go out and get that traffic. And I mean, come on, we're looking at Seattle. It is a tech hub in the United States. It's a major city center. I mean, to expect that you're going to be able to rank organically on the front page in 60 days is just, we're better than that, right? This takes work. Anything in life that you want that has a good return at the end is going to take the effort up front. We all understand that, right? So I know that may seem daunting, But it really is a simple process. And I mean, how hard is it to network with a couple of people, a grand total of 60 people in your local marketplace to provide a link back to your website? It really is not that hard, especially when you're emailing out a good template and actually helping other people with their online marketing as well. So that is that process of actually going out and getting that link building profile structured. And I mean, to go out and take a marketplace like Seattle, it's definitely worth the time and the effort. Now, what I also wanted to do, Shane, was help you out with a little bit of a content plan. And if you think about Google as a computer and building authority, remember our three things are your location, your relevance, which we just covered with your backlinking plan, and now authority. You build authority through content. And we have to understand how Google is going to process that content to show you how to rank on as many keyword phrases as you possibly can by building that authority. So we know, and if you go to Google My Business and you pick the category that you go under, it is mortgage lender. So if you think of Google like an artificial intelligence brain, and it's opening up a file folder, right? It gets a search for somebody that's looking for a mortgage lender. The Google artificial intelligence robot is going to go over to the mortgage lender folder and open it up and say, okay, who's in here, right? Underneath mortgage lender, there are different subcategories of the types of mortgage lenders. So you would have a first mortgage, and underneath there, you're also going to have the categories of 15-year and for time's sake, let's say 30-year. Right? So there's going to be people that are looking for 15-year mortgages, 30-year mortgages, and then there's also going to be people in that category that are looking for rate. Okay, those are your rate-based clients and customers in that category down there. Now, outside of first mortgages, you've also got refinance, right? So if you map out refinance, and then you've probably got people that are looking for subcategories of refinance. Then you're also probably going to have a category of reverse mortgages, right? There's a whole different segment of the marketplace that are using specific search phrases to go out and find reverse mortgage lenders. Then outside of that, you've probably got a VA program, right? So you've got VA, you've got FHA, you've got second mortgages, you've got private mortgages, you've got credit repair, right? And all of those turn into their own little boxes that you can map out underneath the main category of mortgage lender. And this is a free tool. It's called bubble.us. And you can literally just sit down and say, okay, what customers do I want? Who do I want to search and find me? And you map out the different loan categories that you want. And that's how you build the code and the content for your website. By not just hoping and praying that you're going to put up a mortgage website and it's going to rank. You've got to be very strategic with the information that you give to Google so that this makes sense. The artificial intelligence can say, okay, I need somebody that's, I have a customer who's looking for a VA loan from a mortgage lender. I'm going to go research, oh, look, hey, a mortgage lender that's providing content that's specific to VA that has all the tags on the website that I need to be able to find and index that information. Oh, and they've got the most relevant local backlinks in the local marketplace, and you just siphoned off all the VA traffic by just very clearly identifying what you want and structuring your website properly. So this is what you should do if you're starting out a new website or you're revamping an existing website. You should always start with a mind map of who it is that you want to attract, and then write your content out specific to the marketplace that you really want to speak to, right? So that's essentially how you map out your content and your authority on your website. And that's your whole thing. Head on over to your website. We got to clean up this code a little bit. So click on View Page Source. And this is great because you've actually got an SEO plugin. But if you look down here at line number 8, you've got your title tag. Remember, this is your this is essentially your introduction. This and your description of your website is your introduction to Google. And it's great that you've got your brand in here. That's perfect. It's great that you've got your name in here. All you need to do is add at the end here, Seattle Mortgage Lender. Okay? Because that will make it so that Google can show you when people are searching for Fairway. it will show you when people are searching for your name, but we also want that general search traffic, which is the majority of the search traffic. There's a lot more people that are going to look for mortgage lender than there is people that are going to look for Fairway, right? So you want to get in front of the largest part of the pie possible by having that in there. And then your keywords, obviously, you want Seattle mortgage lender in there as well. Get rid of anything real estate related, because that's going to confuse the search engine in thinking that you may potentially be a real estate site, and that's a completely different category. We don't want to rank for real estate. We want to rank for people that are looking for mortgages. And then your description is built using this information right here. So Seattle, Washington, mortgage lender, helping with first mortgages, refinances, reverse mortgages, VA, FHA, and then you list out all of the different products that you offer. And if you think about it, logically, that makes sense, because Google's going to want to know, hey, you're in the mortgage lender category because it's in your title tag, and then in your keywords in your description, oh, here's all of the different subcategories of mortgage lender that this person fits within. Then when it goes further down your website and it finds web pages that have the title VA mortgage, second mortgage, like you name the titles in the code so that as Google goes through the website, it's very easy to find the information that relates to the information that you've put up here. I realize this is really technical. It may be incredibly boring because your job is to close loans, not to do the techie stuff. But this is seriously what we do every day in order to make this stuff work, in order to make the phone ring. It's what must be done. So I got to teach you everything. I don't want to leave anything behind the curtain, because I want you to be able to watch this training or send it to somebody, or work with us to actually get this done, because the results are definitely worth the effort that you put into it. And to show that a little bit, I wanted to hop over into Google AdWords. So Google AdWords is how you run ads on the front page of Google. So if I head back over here and I just do another search for Seattle mortgage lender, and we'll wait for the computer to catch up here. Just give me 1 second. There we go. So Seattle mortgage lender. A little bit of a spelling mistake, but Google's going to help me out with that. These 4 websites that you see up here at the top that have this little green ad beside them, these are advertisers that are paying for this space. There's only 4 available spots at the top, so when you see 4 of them, you know that there's good competition for that key phrase, and this is for mortgage lender, right? The way that you get your ad up there is by running an ad on Google AdWords. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out and we're going to do a search for mortgage lender inside this tool, and we're just going to look at the Seattle market. So we're going to click on here, look at Seattle, Washington, United States. We're going to add that. We're going to remove San Jose, California. We're going to save that, and we're going to look at all languages and just show traffic from the last 12 months. Now, what Google is going to do is going to go out and see what other phrases people are searching that are related to mortgage lender, and then show you how much per click on average you would have to pay in order to get 1 click to your website. So keep in mind, these aren't phone calls, this isn't leads, this is just 1 click to your website, and knowing statistically that most mortgage websites will convert less than 5% of the traffic into either web forms or phone calls. So if you drive 100 clicks to your website, that should generate, if you're doing 5%, that'll generate 5 leads for you. So just specifically in the Seattle marketplace for the phrase mortgage lender, it's $45.50 per click. Mortgage loan, $42.73. FHA loan, $15.66. Today's mortgage rates, housing loan is $33.21. So there's a little bit of arbitrage that can be done here. Calculate mortgage payment, gets between 10 to 100 searches a month. 30-year mortgage rates gets between 100 and 1,000 searches a month, $12.22. So if you think about that, if we're going to close, let's do a little math here. Let's say we close 10% of our leads into traffic. That means that we need to generate 10 leads from our website in order to close one deal. With me? All right. So if we need 10 leads from our website and our website only converts at 5%, that means we need 200 clicks in order to generate the 10 leads that we want. So let's say we're going in at $12.22. So we're going to stay away from these keywords that are in the $50 range, 40, 42, 45. We're just going to say we're going to go out and buy the really $12.22 is not cheap, but let's get the low dollar to run this exercise. So $12.22 per click, and we need 200 of those clicks. We're going to take that by 5%. So that's $2,444. So we times that by 5%. That means we're $122.20 per lead. Yeah. So obviously, you guys are the numbers guys, but that's a significant investment in traffic. But if you work the numbers back, depending on your loan size in Seattle, you may be positive ROI on buying that traffic. My point is, why mess around with all these crazy costs when you can get on the front page, not have to pay per click, and get phone calls direct from Google with people that are already predetermined and want to work with you because they've seen you as one of the best rated options in the business. You'll generate more traffic, you'll generate more loans, the customers will be easier to work with. There's just so many benefits to looking at it this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause here for a second, take a quick drink, and then we'll pop back in and we'll do another one, but we'll go through it real quick. So I hope you're enjoying this so far. So our next example is going to be for DJ Christofferson. Thanks again for posting inside the group. And he's in the Milwaukee market. So I've gone on here and done a search for Milwaukee mortgage lender. You can see it pulls up the marketplace. And your main competitor, really not that advanced. 11 ratings and reviews on the front page of Google. And this is actually, again, very interesting. Zillow at the top, Yelp, and then Expertise.com, which is one that we don't normally see. So that might be a rating and review site that is specific potentially to the Wisconsin market. And then we've got Yellow Pages, Angie's List. So you can see these aggregator sites getting listed on them and working on those profiles. Again, very important for pulling up that secondary traffic. So what we're going to do is we're going to head up here and reverse engineer this main competitor. So we're going to click on their website, and you can tell this is a WordPress site, it looks like. Either that or a very, very basic HTML site. But again, nothing too impressive client facing. We're going to view the page source on this site, and we are looking for our main title tag, which is line 17 right here. And they've done a good job. Okay, so this might be one major indicating factor as to why they're ranking in the mortgage lender space, because they've got Milwaukee mortgage lender right there in their title tag, Milwaukee mortgages and Wisconsin wholesale mortgage. Really good job on the keyword selection in the title tag. Now, what I would say is that the brand and the personal name of whoever it is that's behind this website should also be in that title tag, so people can find it by searching the brand, searching the professional, as well as looking for mortgage lenders in the marketplace. And then if we look at the description of the site, Wisconsin Wholesale Mortgage. Oh, okay, so that's the brand, Wisconsin Wholesale Mortgage. So they do have that in their title tag. So they've done a good job with that as well. And now for quality mortgages services in Milwaukee, Washington. So you could do a better job by having mortgage lender again in the description of the website there. So this competitor has, again, it's a very, very basic site, but they've done a good job with the homepage optimization as far as the content on the back end. But again, it's not that impressive looking of a website, so you could probably get better conversion on yours. Now, what we're going to do is reverse engineer these backlinks. So we're going to head on over to Ahrefs, and we're going to punch in their site and see a low URL rating so far, a low domain rating, not astronomical. And look at this, only 8 active backlink sources creating a grand total of 14 backlinks. That's very low, but in this marketplace, enough to get a decent spread as far as the keywords that they're ranking on. If we go down here, they've done a good job keeping most of their links inside the United States. So what we're going to do is we're going to head on over here and look at these domains that are linking to them. And look at this, localrealestate.com, Rateabiz, 3 best rated, regionaldirectory.us, americatop10.com, keywordsuggesttool.com. Most of these, at least all these top ones here, are open directories that you could go out, DJ, and list yourself on, and essentially put yourself on a level playing field, and then go out and engage your own realtors, engage your own network and database to build up some higher quality links in order to pass yourself by this competitor. Now, what I'm going to do here is also just take a little peek into this site here and see if they have services. Again, this is really well done. So they've taken the specific keywords that they want to rank for, each of the categories, just like we just laid out in that bubble.us map, and they've got a blog post for each of the different key phrases that they want to rank for. So if you take refinancing as an example, this is really well done. So they've got the main domain /refinancing. Refinancing, they've created some content. There should be a little bit more content here. There's no links on the content, which would definitely help when they're linking out to other sources for descriptions of what phrases mean and things like that. So they've done a really good job as far as the content and the layout and the structure of this website, but lacking a little bit on the backlink side of things. So there is definitely an opportunity in the marketplace to bump this competitor with a well done strategy. So what we're going to do is we're also going to take a look at your third competitor here. It doesn't look like your second competitor has even listed their website on their Google My Business page, which is just craziness. It just goes straight to the map, which is very rare. That's a page that hasn't even been claimed. Wholesale mortgage services. So you do have a very, a very wide open marketplace as far as Milwaukee, which is shocking. And then a Better Mortgage Company in the third spot. Let's reverse engineer them a second here. A bettermortgageco.com. So we're going to take that. And just take a quick peek at this site. So they've just focused on home and reverse mortgages. And not a very well done site at all. We're going to take a look at the code on the back end here. And we've got a horrible job. Title tag is home, type is article. I mean, there's no reason that a site with that type of design, this type of optimization should be ranking in that 3-pack. With a little bit of optimization in your local marketplace, you should be able to bump these guys out no problem, which again is shocking because it's such a large marketplace. So let's just double check the backlinks on this abettermortgageco.com. Very low URL rating, very low domain rating, 26 active linking sources with a grand total of 52 backlinks. That may be the reason why they're ranking in that 3-pack. And it looks like they've lost a bunch of links, so they've cleaned up their linking profile. And let's take a look at these sources, where they're pulling these domains from, because again, you can reverse engineer these, duplicate the links, and then build your own, and it looks like you've got a marketplace where you'll be able to rank reasonably quickly. So travelwisconsin.com, jsonline.com, loaninus.com, searchforitlocal.com, zigseek.com. So just visit each of these websites. None of these look familiar to us. So they may be local, but I would just one by one down the list, look for the section on the website where you can list your business for free and start duplicating those backlinks. So now what I'd like to do is I pulled up your site here, DJ. Hope you don't mind. We're going to punch this into the tool and just see where you are as opposed to your competitors here, or in comparison to your competitors, knowing that 31 backlinks is the high level of what you need to produce, as long as you get the proper code on the website and the content and all that good stuff. We're looking at 31 high quality local links, which we're going to start on from, it looks like, 0. And that's okay. Everybody starts somewhere. But now is the time. You've got a marketplace that hasn't really caught on to this shift of artificial intelligence. Those businesses are probably getting calls right now and they don't understand where they're coming from. Or they see that they're ranking, don't really understand how it works, but aren't messing with it because they just are there by default, it looks like. So this is definitely an opportunity that I would take over, looking at the population rate that you have in that Milwaukee marketplace. This is definitely a great opportunity for you. So it's great to see somebody in a couple of major marketplaces with some really great opportunities. So again, the hard or heavy lifting that needs to be done on this campaign and this profile is to structure your website properly. So make sure that on your site, and you're using one of Joe's sites, that's great, because all this is built into the back end of it. All you need to do is go into the platform and just customize it. So your title tag here, you want this to say Milwaukee Mortgage Lender, and then your name, DJ Christofferson, and then the company name as well. Get that into your title tag, and then in your description, change this up a little bit to match each of the specific loan types that you offer, so that Google can put you in those proper categories, and then make sure that your keywords match the products that you've put in your description. Then write out content and specific pages on your site for each of the different loan products that you want to rank for. And while you're doing that, just keep working out those backlinks on the back end and the ratings and reviews from your past customers. And that's going to be enough to move you into that slot and start getting you some calls in the local marketplace. So hope that you found that helpful. And again, if you'd like for me to sit down and do this on your website, I realize I could only do 2 here, but just go to connectionincorporated.com/analysis. So that's connectionincorporated.com/analysis. Fill out your information on the site, click the big green button, and I'll get you set up for a call where I'll review your website, look at your marketplace, and just help you map out your own strategic plan. So just head on over to the website, click here, fill in your information, and then pick a time inside Time Trade that works for you. And I'm happy to get on the phone with you and map out how this whole process works. And then obviously, if you're interested in potentially talking to us about having the agency take care of it for you, we're more than happy to tell you at that point what the discount is for being here on the presentation. So that's connectionincorporated.com/analysis. I hope you really found this helpful. And now is the time to get on out there, start duplicating those local backlink profiles, and start generating purchase intent customers from the front page of Google. I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody on our training in a couple of weeks, and I'll talk to you soon.